All right, Luken Glover here from Frontstretch with Kaz Grala. Kaz, you had about 2 weeks ago. You had a fourth place finish at Richmond Raceway, got top five. How big was that for your team and to boost your confidence?
Yeah, that was big. We know we're capable of that, and I think everybody believed I was, but we hadn't done it yet together. So it was good to kind of get the monkey off our back, go have a run like that, and just kind of build that confidence as a group together, and take a little bit of momentum, because momentum sounds like it's a fake thing in racing. It seems ridiculous, right? But it is a real thing confidence-wise, because when people are motivated and they're excited and they feel like they've got a shot at it, you work a little bit harder, you dig a little bit deeper, and that does create results. So it was good for us as an organization for sure. We hadn't had the best luck starting the season, so to turn it around at Richmond and really have a solid run, build some points, was big for us. So we just we need to do that every weekend, right?
Yeah, that's right. You talk about momentum and everything. It is important, and you look at, I guess, for a driver and for a team, you're looking at full season and everything. Do you feel like there's a stretch where it's like we really need to build momentum here?
Well, I think this is a good stretch. It's a funky rhythm at the start of the year, because you've got Daytona, which is its own thing, and then you get the West Coast, which kind of feels like its own thing, and then Atlanta, another speedway. So now I feel like we're kind of into the meat of the schedule with the normal races, and I feel like, looking at the schedule, these next few should be good ones for me. Richmond obviously went well, and I love Richmond, but Martinsville here, I love this place. Talladega, anything can happen there. And then Dover's a track that I've done really well at in the past, in trucks and in ARCA before. So, I'm looking at these next few as being ones that are really good for myself historically. So I think those are opportunities to be able to capitalize on as a team.
What's it like, now you're getting to be full-time again with Sam Hunt Racing and everything. What's it like being full-time and at the Xfinity level? And then how do you hope to see that kind of progress as we go along?
Yeah, I hope for it to be the first season of many being full-time. And, like I said, off to a shaky start. But I feel like we've really gotten it turned around and can hit our stride here. And if we start stacking up results, not only is that a good thing for the team performance-wise, but it's a good thing for our sponsors, and it's a good thing for my stock within the sport, and it just helps kind of solidify everything that we've got going to try to build on future years. So obviously that's the goal, and being full-time so far has been great. It's just like I remember it. It's been a while, too long, unfortunately, but really nice to be back in the garage every week, and it does change the way you're able to race. I haven't decided yet if it's more pressure or less pressure, but it's nice knowing that whatever happens this week, you've got next week. It doesn't matter well, I guess, unless you get suspended. But aside from that, you've got next week. So that kind of lets you both sit back and take a deep breath, and at the same time, maybe push a little bit harder, because that the results of this week don't dictate whether you get a ride for the next race. We've got all the races in the bank for this year. So I just like that, and I like whether you've got a good weekend that you're excited about carrying momentum into the next week, or a bad week, you're able to turn it around the very next weekend. So loving it so far.
Frontstretch was able to sit down with your team owner, Sam Hunt, here recently, and just the passion and energy he brings and everything. And, of course, he's not much older than you guys as drivers and everything. What's it like, being able to share just that enthusiasm with an owner, and how excited have you been just working with him this season?
Yeah, it's a different situation being, kind of a peer-ish level or age level as the owner, because that's not typically the case. Normally they're like dad or grandfather age compared to the drivers. So it's cool, feeling like I've got a little bit more of like a personal connection and friendship with Sam, more so than you typically have with team owners. And I feel like he really leads the team in that way. He is down in the shop. He's putting decals on cars. He's got his sleeves up, and he's helping out. Luckily, they leave the really important jobs to the guys that really know what they're doing. But they have Sam do some stuff down to help in the shop. So it really kind of builds that bond between the team and makes everybody feel connected, because at the ownership level, he's right down, boots on the ground, helping us be a better race team, just like everybody else in the shop. So love working with Sam here.
talk about that bond and everything. You've been able to work with different teammates in that 24 car and everything. Connor Mozart, different guys. Do you feel like you've had the opportunity just to share your knowledge with them, share those notes, and being able to mentor them in a way?
Yeah, I'm glad I got to mentor Tyler Reddick for a couple of races and really help him figure out his craft. And that is fun with the 24 car because I've got Tyler who I lean on. Whether he's in that car or not that weekend, I always bounce things off Tyler, being a 2-time Xfinity champion and Cup driver. So that's cool. And then some weeks I get the total flip side of that where Connor doesn't have a whole lot of experience in the Xfinity Series yet, and he's leaning on me. So I love what they're doing in that 24 car of a mix of young, inexperienced guys and veterans to be able to help build the program up. Seems like a really smart move for the team overall, and I've enjoyed working with every single one of them so far over there.
Last question here, as we hear the Cup guys practicing behind us, what's the key to getting around this place, especially with you guys racing under the lights and everything? What's your preferred line? What do you think drivers need to do to be able to be successful?
Yeah, I think just discipline here. It being a short track, really easy to overdrive the corner, push up a little bit in the middle, and now you got a line of 11 of them stacked up behind you that are going to, freight train right on by. So really important here not to make mistakes, to really stay in your rhythm, and to stay out of trouble, because watching last year's race, there's always going to be quite a few cars that get turned around facing the wrong direction. You just hope not to be one of them, and in some ways that's out of your hands. It's kind of in the hands of the guy behind you, but sometimes you see guys get turned that probably had it coming because they threw a block down to the inside wall, or they parked it on entry and brake check a guy. So you try not to do those things, in my opinion, and try to keep the fenders on it. And if that's the case, I've got no doubt that our number 26 Supra is going to be fast enough to get a good finish here at the end.
All right, well, that's Kaz Grala, driver number 26 for Sam Hunt Racing, looking at 4th place at Richmond 2 weeks ago, looking for a checkered flag tonight. All right, so thank you, Kaz.
This is Austin Dillon, driver of the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of those 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.